on now. Good to see you all. Grab a seat. Good to be with my family. Love you too. Good to see you. How you doing? It's so good to be here with you guys, man. It's so good to be with my family. I love you all. Thank you for all your support. And I've heard this is the best convention of all time. So I keep doing it. I've been here throughout. I've been backstage quite a bit, so I've caught some of it. I haven't had a chance to catch all of it, unfortunately. But I got to tell you, I'm honored to be with you all. God bless you. I just want to start out by saying one thing to you. I just want to remind you of something, because this is about you. This isn't about me. It's not even about WFG. It's about you. Let me say something to you. When you were born, there was greatness sown into your soul. You were born for a reason. You were born to do something great with your life. You were born to express that greatness. And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. I'm here to remind you, if you remember nothing I say, you were born to do something great with your life. And I mean you precious soul. When you were a little girl, you were a little boy, you were born with greatness in you. And if you don't express that greatness, at some point it's almost like a poison that starts to eat us from the inside. So I want to challenge you to do something great with your life. Can I get an amen on that? Say yes? Awesome. I'm going to tell you, life will humble you. I have to tell you the funniest thing. So, by the way, I know that video is cheesy. I'm sorry. I got my team to shrink it to like a minute because the rest of it was even cheesier. And what I don't like about that video, or any video, is that it might convince you that me or anybody else up here is different than you. And I've heard other people say this here today, but I just want to be very clear with you. I'm the son of an alcoholic and a drug addict. I'm a guy who's struggled with his self-confidence all of his life. Still does. Still do. I love you too. I still struggle with it. But I'm a dude who found WFG. And I want you to understand something. This company changed my life. Nothing you see me doing would have happened without this place, without this family, without the Penny Oys and the Dan Charliers and the Guillermo Haros and the Rich Stollies and all the great people that are in this room. I sit here and look, Sean Villalobos is sitting right here, Charlier's over here, Guillermo's here. These guys were senior associates in my office at one time, and now they've made millions and millions of dollars. Is that amazing? At the same time they were. And it takes me back, before I get kind of rolling, something awesome happened this morning. Life humbles you. So I'm getting ready for I have another talk down the street at another place, and WFG's nice enough, when you do well enough here, they'll put you up in these sky lofts. There are these great rooms here. By the way, I would never pay the money to put myself up in that one myself, but it was nice to be in there. So they give you a butler. So I got up this morning and I ordered breakfast through my butler, which is pretty cool. And so I'm working on some things. I'm sitting on the couch and the doorbell rings and it's the butler. And I just yelled at him, "Come on in, brother." And he walks in. I said, "You'll have to forgive me. I'm getting ready. I've got a couple talks today. I'm preparing." So I don't really look up at the dude. And I go, he goes, "Well, Mr. MYLETT, should I just put this on the table over here?" And it's a big loft. So he puts it on the table over there. And he's setting my stuff down. And I said, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry that I can't talk very much." I said, "How's your day?" And I kind of looked at him and he looked, like that when I looked at him. He didn't say anything. And then he ends up setting up the breakfast. He says, "Okay, thank you, Mr. MYLETT." And I hear him walk and I hear him stop. And he comes back and he says, "Mr. MYLETT, I'm not supposed to do this. You're supposed to keep this professional here, but I want you to know that you've changed my life." And I said, "Well, how did I do that?" He goes, "I found you on Jim Rome's show." And I said, "Well, Jimmy's a great friend of mine." He goes, "I've been following you ever since. I was suicidal. I was this. I started my own side business. You changed my life." And he goes, "Ironically, I know someone that you grew up with. I know Kevin Barton." And it took me all the way back to my second appointment in WFG. So this is how good God is. Kevin Barton was my dad's friend in AA. Well, my dad got sober. And Kevin Barton was a pain in the ass, just to be honest with you. And told you like it was. And he was my second appointment. And he only did it as a favor. So Kevin's still alive, so I'm going to be nice to him. But I want to explain this. This will give you some hope. Here's my second appointment. I show up to Kevin Barton's house. Kevin has one leg. And back in those days, prosthetics weren't really good. So my second appointment was with the dude with a wooden leg. Okay? And so when I get to his front door, the leg's off. So the first thing is he opens the front door and he goes, instead of toothpick, he goes, "All right, get your ass in here and show me this shit." I swear to you. And I'm terrified. His wife's name's Terry. And we sit down, and shaking like a leaf, giving him my little flip chart. There was no technology then. I'm flipping through the pages and I'm just, oh my gosh! It's like, I was so bad. And at the end of it, it was so bad that I was so nervous, I literally handed it to him. I go, just read the rest. I didn't read the last 3 slides. He just reads it. And my big close was, so what do you think? That was my close. And I remember he leans back with his stub leg up on the table, toothpick in his mouth, he goes, tell you what I think. Pulls the toothpick out, he goes, I think you suck at this. I go, anything else? He goes, no man, like, you really suck at this. And then he offered me a job. I'm not exaggerating. Working on the Embassy Suites as an electrician's apprentice down in Brea, California. You're from Southern Cal. There's an Embassy Suites there. Just so you know, I was an electrician's apprentice for 6 months after how bad this appointment went. True story. And then I got back into WFG. True story. Here's how the rest of that appointment went. Damn true story. He goes, look, I ain't buying any of this crap from you. I don't believe you. I don't think I need it. But he goes, I'll tell you what, because I'd gone to college and I'd stolen a bunch of bases in college. I was fast. And he goes, I'll tell you what, if you can beat my son in a foot race in the middle of the street, I'll buy it. So here I am, totally broke. Nobody on my team, everybody I had recruited had already quit. One dude stayed. I recruited like about 15 people, 14 were in the witness protection program. One would show up once in a while. True story. And he goes, and I just bought this new suit, it was turquoise, that I was wearing, and I bought it at the Men's Warehouse. Anybody remember the Men's Warehouse? Like a $90 suit, I was working it. And I got dress shoes on. He goes, if you can beat him in a race, his son was a freshman or senior on the football team, I'll buy this crap from you. I go, let's race. So by the time I agree, he's told the whole damn neighborhood. So my second appointment, basically, a wooden leg one man tells me I suck as he pulls a toothpick out of his mouth, and then he goes, let's go. So we get to, it's a cul-de-sac. We get to the end of the street, and it's me and his kid, and now there's like about 40 neighbors out there. And I'm gonna beat this dude. But I'll be real honest with you, maybe y'all can relate to this. I went from being a pretty good athlete to being in WFG. And my office, where I was in an office, was on the upstairs, the downstairs was a Taco Bell. So I'm drinking Mountain Dews like they're going out of style every day, and I'm on these Burrito Supremes like you cannot believe. So I packed on a few. I'm not going to the gym back then. And me and this kid, I'm only about 5 years old, the streets are all screaming, wooden leg Kevin's at the end of the street. This is a true story. Ready, set, go, bam! And I am smoking him. And I can feel him behind me. I'm like, I got this, we're buying $25 turn policy in the bank. Bam! Right? And all of a sudden, my head got a little heavy in my belly. And my head started to get out over my legs. And I bit the dust. Bam! Rolling down the street as this kid goes right by me and wins. And I get up, my suit is completely ripped, I've cut all my leg open, and this one-legged man goes, sorry Charlie, no bye. And he hops back into his house. Hops back into his damn house. Here's what's crazy. I swear to you on my son this is true. Nolan, my butler, was there for the race. Now, he didn't know it was me until I told him the Kevin Barton story. He goes, Mr. Mylett, I swear to you, you had like a mullet at the time, party in the front, no, business in the front, party in the back. I said, that's exactly what I had. He goes, I watched that race. I felt so bad for that guy, whoever it was, racing to get his sale in the middle of the street. I go, that was me, man. That was me. He goes, dude, you've given me tremendous hope in my life. That's a true story. The butler in my damn Skyloft today was there for the race of a lifetime. So hey, if I could go from racing and falling in the street and ripping my only suit So you're building a pretty good business and a pretty good life, you probably got some hope. Would you agree with me? So how do we do it? How do we do it? Some things we need to decide. Number one, you have to make some decisions. Maybe you've made them, but maybe you haven't. There's two roads in life. There's two roads. There's the crowded road that everybody's on. All your friends are on, most of your family's on, and you're going to be tempted to be on for the rest of your life. There's a crowded road. Everyone's on it. It's easy street. In fact, it looks a lot like this. Here's what it looks like. It looks like a merry-go-round. It looks like a merry-go-round. You know, merry-go-rounds are sweet, aren't they? You just kind of go around. It's real easy. And you see the same scene every time you go around. Same scene of life. Not real bad. Not a lot of butterflies. It's kind of cute. That's how most people will live their lives. They choose a merry-go-round life. The crowded life. Everybody's on that road. That road, by the way, is very well lit. There's not a lot of curves, not a lot of ups and downs. There's directions and navigation stuff on there. It's cake. It looks damn good. And almost everybody's on it. Little traffic because it's real crowded. Little traffic because it's real crowded. You got to decide today if you want a merry-go-round life, and I'm being serious, or if you want a roller coaster life. Because a roller coaster life, that's a whole different proposition. That's a lot of woo-hoo, yeah, baby. Everybody quits. Yeah, baby. Charge back hell, right? Home office lost my stuff. Can't get the meds on the policy. All this stuff. Dude didn't show up to the meeting. You choose the roller coaster life. That's the lonely road in life. Let me tell you something about the lonely road. It means you will feel alone almost all the time. It means you will have haters everywhere. It means you will experience a myriad of emotions that most people can't handle. Ups, downs, fear, anxiety, anger, depression, worry. You will see a side of humans you don't like. You know exactly what I'm talking about. How does a human being promise you they're coming to a meeting and then not show up? Shake your hand, say, I am pumped. I'm going to be in this for life. 2 weeks later, change your phone number. Buy a policy from you, hug you, make you dinner, 2 days later, cancel. Huh? That's the roller coaster. That's the lonely road. The lonely road, let me tell you about it. I've been on it now for 35 years. I'm a road warrior on that road. And let me tell you what that road looks like. It's dark. There's not a lot of lighting on that road. There's unbelievable curves, ups and downs, potholes, crashes. You will see roadkill of people you thought were going to make it along that road fall by the wayside over and over again. Haters, people yelling at you, screaming, behind your back, cutting you off, bumping you in the back. Breakdowns, repairs, like you can't believe. And then every once in a while, you're going to hit a yield sign on that road. And the vast majority of people, even when they choose that road, will yield and go back to the easy road. The question for you today is, will you yield? Or will you stay on the road long enough to get the job done? Long enough to make your dreams come true? Will you stay on the road? Now, here's why I tell you all this in the beginning. Because all this stuff's going to happen to you. And when it happens, you should go, oh my gosh. This means I'm on the roller coaster. This means I'm on the right road. It's an indication. It's the only indication you get that you're on the right road is this adversity. Because you're not going to get success quickly. Or you're going to get it and then it's going to go away. So you need to know when you face these things that that's what's happening. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes or no? Yes! Here's why. I'll give you a secret. As good as you think it is to make your dreams come true, and I know you think it'll be pretty good, it's 1,000,000 times better. And let me explain to you why. It's 1,000,000 times better. This is what they won't tell you you've never heard before. When you stay on this road long term, you'll eventually get your dreams. And it'll be awesome. I wanted a jet, I've had 6. I wanted to own an island, I got one. I wanted to pay off my mom's house, I did it. I wanted to pay off Christiana's mom's house, we were able to do it. I wanted to see my teammates have great stuff happen, all that stuff. I wanted to travel, all that stuff's cool. And by the way, it is cool. Here's what nobody tells you if you stay on the road. That's the rewarding part that makes it 1,000,000 times better. All the dreams you come true for you that you aren't dreaming right now. Here's the other one. All the dreams come true you will make for the people you love that you don't even know about right now. All the people you love that will have these big dreams in their life that you don't even know about. They may not even know about them right now. And you will make their dreams come true. Heck, you may even make the dreams come true of people in your family that haven't even been born yet. I'll prove that to you as we go today. It's the other people's dreams you will make true. It's the ripple effect of dreams coming true when you stay on that road. When you become the one, I call it, in your family. The one. See, when you meet a family that's really wealthy, somewhere back in their lineage they weren't. When you meet a family that's really happy, somewhere back in their lineage they weren't. And I know we talked about this a little bit. And then the one shows up. In every family, there's the one. The one shows up. The one. In my family, I'm the one. I'm the one who got up early. I'm the one who took the chargebacks. I'm the one who stayed up late at night. I'm the one who took the rejection. I'm the one who had the people quit. I'm the one who kept doing meetings. I'm the one who woke up at 3 o'clock in a panic and worried. I'm the one who took the hits so that the Myletts, the world will never have their thumb on the Mylett family ever again. And listen to me. You are the one in your family. And by the way, they don't come as you think. No one would have picked me. Shy little Eddie. No one would have picked me. Nobody would have picked you. That's why it's you. Or are you just going to be another one? Just another one. Just another person in WFG. Just another recruit. Just another person who came to a convention and got all excited. Just another one. Just another one in your family. Just another member of the family. Just another one. Or are you the one? Are you the one? You got to decide that. Now, how do you get there? You got to understand a couple things. Number one, you got to survive temporary pain. All pain is temporary. All pain is temporary. But if you can survive temporary pain, on the other side of temporary pain, you discover another part of yourself. Another part of that greatness. Another part of your soul's expressed. You have to survive temporary pain. Everything's temporary. When my dad passed away, I'll tell you this in a little bit, I've never been more convinced in my life that anything other than our souls and our spirit are completely temporary. But you got to survive it. Why? Listen to me. Because when you survive it, now you are eminently qualified to help other people. Your greatness, you were born to change other people's lives. I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to talk about it at the end, but I'll give you a preview. God did not give you another day because you needed it. God gave you another day because somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. And it doesn't feel like it should be you. My dad got sober and changed our life forever. And after I wrote The Power of One More, I woke up one night, Christiana saw me crying. She's never really seen me cry a whole lot. I didn't even cry when my dad died. But I cried this night, and the reason that I cried was I woke up and I had this epiphany. Oh my gosh, someone helped Daddy. Someone helped my dad when he was going to lose his family because he was drinking. When my mom had threatened to leave him. Maybe my dad was even going to take his own life. And some precious human being, imperfect as they were, showed up and said, I can help you. And if they had not done that, my life, I wouldn't be here. Had they not done that, I'm not sure my dad would have lived any longer. Some average, ordinary person showed up and said, I can help you. In my dad's most desperate moment, that person didn't know I was his son. Doesn't know that the ripple effects is his son's reached millions of people. And my dad helped thousands of other people get sober. And that's incredible. But what's more incredible is what qualified that person to help my dad. What were their qualifications? You know what they were? Because I know who they are now. By the way, my grandfather's name's Ed, my name's Ed, my dad's name's Ed, and the guy who helped my dad get sober, I can't tell you his last name. His name's Ed. You know what qualified him? The greatest sins and mistakes of his life. He was a drug addict too. He was an alcoholic. He was a liar. He lived in the shadows. Because you're most qualified in life to help the person you used to be. You're most qualified in life to help the person you used to be. And so that person, because of that, was qualified to help my father in those moments. It's not just how perfect you are. God will use these situations to help you change other people's lives. So what's that mean? If you used to know nothing about finances and now you know something, you can help everybody who knows nothing. If you used to be broke and you ain't so broke anymore, you can help broke people. If you used to not have any hope and dreams in your life, and now you got a few hopes and dreams, you can help all those people who need hopes and dreams. If you used to be broken, and you're not quite as broken anymore, you can help broken people. That's why you were born to do something great. See, you disqualify yourself because of your mistakes or your weaknesses or your frailties. And just so you know, this man standing up here has more weaknesses, more frailties, more stuff he needs to work on, I'm sure, than anybody in this room. But I learned this lesson that I don't have to be perfect to help people. It's my imperfections that qualify me. The other thing is, I got to keep growing and changing into the next version of me so I can help all the people who used to be like me. So when I was making millions of dollars a year, I went, man, I need to make $20 million a year so I can help all these people making millions. When I was worth 20 or 30 million, I wanted to be worth 100 so I could help all these, whatever it might be. When I could give $1,000 away to a foundation, I wanted to get better so I could give $100,000 away. You kind of get it, right? You all hear me say yes? Yes. So how do you do that? You have to start taking responsibility for your life. You have to start taking responsibility for your life. That doesn't mean everything in your life is your fault. Responsibility doesn't mean I'm responsible, I caused this. Responsibility means I have an ability to respond. You have to develop this belief that you have an ability to respond. Why is what you think matter so much? Listen to me. Because your thoughts are the currency with which you purchase your dreams. Your thoughts are the currency with which you purchase your dreams. You have to think that you have an ability to respond when adversity strikes. And you do. It's not whose fault it is. Let me prove it to you. To the extent that you are alive is to the extent that you can respond. If somebody was up there in the middle of the stage and they weren't moving or responding to the noise in here, what would your first conclusion be? They might be dead. If I went up and I shook them and they didn't respond, they might be dead. What if I poured water on them and they still didn't respond? See, there's a correlation between how alive you are and your ability to respond. If I gave them a defibrillator, boom, and it didn't wake them up, we conclude they're dead, they're unresponsive. In your life, if you don't begin to respond, you are dead. You're going to have a lot of people around you tell you to be realistic. Realistic is the language of the walking dead. They have begun to buy into the lie that they have no ability to respond in their life. God's given you the greatest business opportunity on planet Earth to change your life and other people's lives. You have a responsibility to max this out. A responsibility. You leaders in the front that have made so much money, we got to keep going. We got to keep helping people. People ask me all the time, why you work? I work harder now than I've ever worked in my life because I finally got this stuff in my 40s. I figured it out. I want to be somebody. I want to help people. I want to express my greatness. I will not die with my greatness still inside of me. I will not die that way. And neither will you. See if I can show you something. You guys show them that, well, what's this thing up there?
What would be a successful way to
pause that real quick. Pause it if you can. I want to set this up for you. Say real quick. Sorry, guys, I messed that up. Listen to me on this. You ever hear the notion that the only hate you're going to get is from people doing worse than you? You ever heard that? Only people doing worse than you are going to give you hate. You ever heard that before? That's a lie. That's a lie. You can get haters and detractors at every level of your life. Trust me. Especially as you begin to threaten how successful they think they are. Or their notoriety. All of a sudden it's, oh, well, I had this or that. Trust me. You got hated at every level. You know it now. Like, now, my uncle that's the rich one, he's real supportive of this. Until you're richer than him. Until you're not the most, until he's not the go-to one in the family anymore. Until you become the one. You need to know this now, those of you that are climbing. I'll show you this video. Let me tell you what it is. It's this dude, Tiger Woods. It's a video you've never seen before. It's his first tournament as pro. Never played professional golf before. He comes out, and the guy interviewing him is one of his heroes. His name's Curtis Strange. You don't need to know golf, let me just set it up for you. Curtis Strange is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players ever. Won 2 U.S. Opens, I think back-to-back. Great player. He's still a broadcaster to this day. And Tiger Woods comes out on tour, and he gets interviewed by his hero. And you know what Curtis Strange decided to do for about a minute and a half? Trash him. And let me tell you how they trash him. You're being a little cocky. You got anybody in your family telling you that? Wait a minute, we're simple people. What's wrong with the way you're getting a little cocky? Because you're threatening their smallness. They love you, they're not bad. You're threatening their smallness. I tell you to be realistic. You know, second or third's not so bad. It's not so bad. What's wrong with the way things already are? At the end of the video, this man has the audacity when Tiger politely still says, no, I'd like to win. He lets him know, you've heard it. You'll learn. Everybody in your family tell you, you'll see. It's a scam, you'll see. You'll see. It's just for the top guys. I got here in like the 8th year. Top guys. There's a bunch of top guys when I got here. I don't know what they're talking about. We have people coming up here all the time, been here 2, 3, 4 years. You'll see. Watch. This is Curtis Strange. Tiger Woods is one of his heroes. Watch this. We can play it, guys.
What would be a successful week here in Milwaukee?
Two things. I think I've played 4 solid rounds. We're off to a good start today. If I can do that for 3 more days, I'll be very happy. And a victory would be also nice too.
A victory.
Do you think, to me that comes off as a little cocky or brash, especially talking to the other guys on tour that have been out here for years and years and years, and, certainly incredible having a record, but what do you say to those guys?
Well,
When you come out here, you know what I'm saying, your first pro tournament, you say, I can win.
Oh, I understand that. I've always figured that why go to a tournament if you're not going there to try and win. There's really no point. And this attitude I've had my entire life, and this attitude I will always have. As I would explain to my dad, second sucks, and third's even worse. It's just a feeling.
But on tour, that's not too bad sometimes, though.
That's not too bad, but I want to win. It's just my nature.
You'll learn.
Jacket? It's an expensive jacket. They learned, didn't they? They sure learned. That young man put a thumping on everybody for about 20 years. Okay? You got a bunch of people around you whispering, just so you know, she'll learn. You need to put a thumping on somebody. You need to crack open a big old can of whoop ass on everybody's lives. You need to do something great. Let me tell you something, it's a big deal. Winning is more fun than fun is fun. I'll prove it to you. Let's click through that. I don't have time. Oh, by the way, if you want me to help you out, I made some WFG specific content. You can scan that and it's free. You just scan that thing real quick. So I want to tell you about my son. I've talked about Max a lot. My favorite person in the world until he died was my dad. My favorite person to golf with. I don't play a lot of golf because I'm busy, but my favorite person was my dad. If you don't do that, go to edmylett.com, put your email in, and I'll start getting you good stuff. It's all free. You're welcome. So hey, listen. I'll tell you about Maximus. This is my kid. I love him. He's now my favorite guy that my dad's gone. He is, however, the most uncoordinated human being that's ever walked the planet Earth. I still to this day, his mom and I do not know whether Max is a lefty or a righty. We don't know. When he played baseball, he'd go 0 for 50 left-handed and 0 for 51 right-handed. We put a glove on his left hand, he'd eat a fly ball in the face with that one, come back the next year, throw one on his right hand, smack dab in the face. Christopher Schlagen's in the room here, I think. He was his flag football coach. Let's just put it this way. They had Max block in flag football. He played a whole season of basketball. He scored 2 points. Let me tell you how those 2 points were scored. Another dude on the team took a shot. Max thought he was making it, started to run back down the court. Rebound came off his cranium, hit back into the basket, and my kid's running down the court like he just 360 dunked because it was the only basket of his life. Then he played golf. Lefty, righty, lefty, righty. At one point, we had some left-handed clubs in his bag, some right-handed clubs in his bag. This photo is evidence of my son's lack of coordination, and I didn't even ask him to pick it this way. Are you aware of any human being who stands with their feet like this for a photograph? Let's take a picture, Max. He would stand like this. Okay, Dad, sounds good. I have 5,000 pictures of my kids standing like this, Sometimes he's like this. It's just not a lot of coordination there. We moved to La Quinta, Palm Springs area. We picked golf. I picked golf with Max. Here's this reason why. It's 5 hours with my son. I was busy. I could spend 5 hours in caddy for your son. I loved that experience of the 5 hours. We made it all about fun. My son took that very literally. And so for 3 years, Maximus finished last in every single tournament we played in. By a lot. And by the way, where we moved was mainly professional golfers and their sons. So I want you to picture at most tournaments, this is me dressed up, but at most tournaments, I would show up with like a tank top, my tattoos, Adidas sweats. I may have been dabbling in creatine at the time, and a lot of creatine, and my kid was dressed like a ragamuffin. Some kids, clubs lefty, some righty. We're playing against a guy who won on the professional tour. He's dressed in perfect Ricky Fowler outfit, custom clubs, massage therapist. By the way, Holbrook, that massage offer still exists if you really want a real one. Swing coach, and the kid with the matching clothes against me and my kid. So we play every week. Max is the sweetest kid in the world. If he topped one in the lake, he's like, "Hey Dad, we're having fun." I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's a freaking blast, bro. This is great." Other boys would bomb one down the middle. "Hey, good shot, Jacob!" We're like, "Dude, do you get the whole point of..." It got to the point where when he'd get home, his mom never asked him how he played or what he shot. It was just, "Did you have fun?" When he would get out of the car, we had this routine. When he'd go warm up, I'd say, "Hey, buddy, because I know, Dad." I said, "Well, let me just tell you again. If you win today, I can't love you anymore. And if you lose, I won't love you any less. Thanks, Daddy. Let's have fun." And he would go out. Now, what I didn't tell you is, my son, even though that would happen, would get up every day before school for a couple hours and hit golf balls. And after school, because he knew he wasn't as gifted as the other kids, he would leave school. By the way, never got a B, ever. Valedictorian. But he would go hit balls for several hours until it was dark every day. Because what I didn't know, really, was that he wanted to win. He wanted me to push him. He wanted to compete. And the fact that I wasn't was actually sending a message to him that I didn't believe in him. It's okay to push your team, as long as they know you believe in them. And so this day, this is Max warming up before our tournament. Let me tell you what happens this day. Our lives changed. Let me tell you why it changed. Because you're one decision, one moment, one experience, one speaker for 1 hour, one new thought, one new relationship, one new recruit away from completely changing your life. You're one away. And if you know that that's true, and that is true, you will live in anticipation of finding those ones. If you don't know that, they'll go right by you left and right, and you'll be oblivious to you. I live in anticipation of what's the next one. Nolan was that one this morning. My butler. So this day, we're down 11 shots after 9 holes. And at these tournaments, you grab a lunch and you keep going. Well, this day, we're way behind because Max is playing so bad. And the lunches were like over by that part of the stage. And the next tee was like by the back of the arena. So our lives changed in this instant because one of the dads said something that was really stupid. And one of the dads stops and says, hey, to the other two boys, hey guys, you guys, go over there and hit your shots. Max will grab your lunch. He's out of it. He doesn't give a crap anyways. I'll clean it up for you for the clean version because there was creatine in my body at the time. I said, don't ever speak to my son like that again. You don't talk to my family like that. Ever. You understand me? My son's like, Daddy, never speak to my son like that. I'm shaking right now, tell him. I said, here's what we're going to do. I'll go get the lunch. Max, you stay with me. You guys go get your shots. You see this dad? Got the poopy pants walk as he's walking. I said, Max, come here. Hey, Dad, we're having fun, right? Yeah, we're having fun, Max. Come here. I grab his little beautiful shirt. Hey! No one's looking. Fucking win today, Max! We're winning! But Daddy, what about the fun is... Winning is more fun than fun is fun, Max! We're gonna win! I go, I don't like this shirt. Do you like this shirt? No. I go, you got another one in your bag? He goes, I got a blue one, Dad. I go, take this off. Take the blue one, put it on. Now I'm anchoring. I go, Max, this is the winning shirt. You know, Tiger wears red, you're wearing blue. We're going to compete. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to... Okay, Dad. I said, listen to me. Here's the 2 rules. Number 1, no practice swings. Number 2, we've never done this before. I'm going to tell you exactly what club to hit and exactly where to hit it. You hear me? He goes, okay, Dad. Okay. And then I give him his driver. And I watch my son walk away over to get his shot. Now I gotta go get these lunches. I'm probably getting arrested for assault. Scared the hell out of my kid. I'm like, what did I do? We have no chance of winning whatsoever. I've scared him. Dang it. So I get the lunches, and as I'm grabbing them, I look and I watch my little guy. And I gotta tell you, this is hilarious, but it's true. Max is probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 at the time. You ever watch like a 3-year-old person try to tee up a ball? They can't really do it, right? Like a normal person just tees the ball up. Max was so uncoordinated at the time. He was literally, I'm watching him tee it up from a distance. He's like, trying to tee the ball up. He gets up with that good golf swing. By the way, that's a good looking swing. Nothing wrong with his swing. It was all how he was thinking. It was all how he was thinking. And he hits a good drive down the middle, and I watch him, and I get up there, and I said, hey buddy, good shot, we're gonna win. He said, okay, Dad. We get over to the ball, I go, listen, remember what I said, no practice swing. I said, you got 120 to the hole, hit an 8-iron, 10 feet left to the hole, let's go, man. I've never talked to him like that before. We're getting specific, we're competing. He gets up, nails it, about 20 feet left to the hole. But good shot, I said, good shot.